So I'm going to be using an example of two people. And let's just say these two people have the same exact goal. They both want to have successful YouTube channels. I'm using content creation as the example here, but in reality, it could be anything. But let's first take a look at the first guy. Now, this guy loves being optimal. He loves watching self-improvement productivity content. So he starts off his day at 5 a.m. and he immediately has some insane morning routine with a cold plunge, journaling, workout, optimal breakfast. Of course, he's tracking every single macro in his breakfast and every single little thing in his workout. And then he reads books about doing work and getting stuff done. And then he uses tools like Notion to plan his day. And then after doing all this, he eventually has to go to work. So after skipping all that, he's back home at 5. And now since he already did weight training earlier, he's going to do some cardio, so he goes on a run. And then when he gets back from the run, he decides to meal prep his perfectly tracked and perfectly optimal meals. And then he decides to review his goals and then update his goal trackers and all the other macros and workout tracker stuff along with his Notion tools. And then it's 7:30 p.m. and he finally sits down to start working on his YouTube channel. But by then, he's really exhausted from the long day of quote-unquote productive things he was doing, so he makes minimal progress at putting out his next video. And now for the other guy, he wakes up at a normal time around 7 a.m. and then he has a normal breakfast. He works out for around 45 minutes, nothing too crazy, and then he has to go to work until 5 just like the other guy. But when he's back from work, he immediately starts with getting some YouTube content out there, and he has a solid 2 hours of focus where he records, edits, and he uploads the video. And by now it's around 7:30 p.m. and now he can do what he wants. He can eat with his family, he can do whatever hobbies he wants. And clearly after seeing the routines of both people, the second guy is gonna get closer to his goal of being a YouTuber. But in theory, the first guy is more productive and he's doing more positive things and he's doing all these good habits. But the problem with this is that he's trying so hard to dial in every single little thing and get every single little minute to his day dialed in, that this pursuit and journey of having this perfect optimal day is just ruining his days. The second guy, however, just simply gets stuff done. He still takes care of his health, he still worked out, but he goes about things in a much more balanced way. So I guess I'm just making this video to show you guys that you don't need a perfect routine that's minute by minute calculated to what every second is going to be dedicated to, because there's a lot of content online about all these things that are supposed to improve your productivity by so much. In reality, a lot of the times you'd be better off just doing the obvious thing, doing what you need to do, and doing your absolute best to just get what you need to get done, instead of watching unrelated videos on how to get more stuff done when you're not even taking action in the first place. And I'm not saying that productivity is completely useless. I'm just saying that if there's nothing to optimize, you're better off just starting and having something to optimize in the first place before you try to consume a bunch of productivity content that's supposed to help you with your goals when you haven't even taken the first step to achieve them. So yeah, this is another video just telling you, even if your circumstances aren't perfect, even if you don't have the perfect plan or routine, just taking action is going to take you a lot further than you think, especially compared to just overthinking or overanalyzing things. Anyways, if you actually made it this far, comment some things you like doing to actually get stuff done, and whatever it may be for you, stop watching this video and do what you need to do.